everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for joining me at the Power Woman series. My name is Shima Kinoto. I'm the founder of On Point Success. On Point Success is a creative agency that specializes in branding, digital marketing, and web design. Today, we have a very special guest on the hot seat. She's ready to share her story. But before we get started, I would like to know where you are tuned in from. So just go ahead and share in the comment box. Tell me your name, your location, what you do. I want to know you, and I want to know where you are logged in from. My name is Shewaki Lotton, and I'm logged in from Philadelphia. So go ahead and let me know where you're logged in from. Be sure to share this video, call your friends, tag everyone, and let's get started. So I am going to be checking out. Hello, yeah, thank you everyone. Thank you, good evening. I see Bukola Amushan Olaleye. Thank you so much. Hi, Olayinka Bankole, thank you for joining. Tosin Olajumoke Arodudu. Yes, you were on the hot seat last week. Thank you for joining us today. Good evening, everyone. Tolulope Oluwole, thank you. Oh, Pastor Vera, thank you. Hi. Oh, she said I look very beautiful. Thank you for that compliment. I really appreciate it. So let's go ahead and hit that share button, share with your friends, and we will be getting started soon. So today, you already know that we have a very special guest, and I am going to read her bio and we're going to get started. So Morenike Oluyemi is our special guest for today. She's a power woman. She has a bachelor's and master's degree in physics. She obtained a bachelor's degree from Olabisi Onabanjo University in Agowoye, and she has a master's degree in physics from the University of Lagos. She's the founder and the CEO of Feminix Soaps, and she started Feminix Soap in 2015. I think she started officially in 2016, and today she is ready to share a story of how she decided to abandon physics to becoming a manufacturer, how she went from daily production of 250 liters to 2,500 liters. And then she would also share some of the challenges that she has faced and all that good stuff. So please join me in welcoming Morenike Oluyemi. Hi.
Good evening, everybody. Good morning. Good afternoon.
Good everything.
Good everything from every part of the world.
Yeah, wherever you're watching.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for
listening. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We're going to get started. So welcome once again. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for accepting my invitation. And thank you for your willingness to share your story. I know that we are going to have a great time. I know we are going to have a great time. So to get started, could you please introduce yourself to the audience?
Okay, like Shewan has given brief summary about me. My name is Morenike Oluyemi. Yes. I am a soapreneur. I run a business called Feminix. I manage the business. I co-own the business. I am the brain behind the business. I do everything in the business. Okay.
Yes.
So I want to say I am the CEO. I'm the CEO of Feminix Soaps, a subsidiary of a big name, Feminix Megabiz Resources Limited. So Feminix Soaps is just a part of that business, a part of that conglomerate that we are trying to build. So, like she said, I read physics, both BSc, MSc, but I'm using my physics right now to mix soap together. So I'm using all the knowledge of chemistry I had prior to physics, and then I'm adding all the momentum. I'm adding all the momentum of physics with it, and then I'm using it to produce household and industrial cleaning products. If you just want to clean like a pro, all you need to do is just contact Feminix. I am also
I
a
can't.
mother, a wife,
Yeah.
and I also love, one beautiful thing I love is every woman to be independent. So someday soon, I'm going to also move into teaching financial independence. Somehow, that is a brief summary of me. I grew up in a small, tiny
Um,
village like
it
this.
seems like we're having technical difficulties. I can't hear you. I'm not sure whether other
Oh,
people are
okay.
hearing you. So I'm just going to ask people, can you hear Mo? Is it something? Okay, let's see. My name is Akintoke. Wumi Akintoke, please welcome. Can you hear Mo? Can everyone hear Mo? So if you can hear Mo, just write I can hear you, so that I know that you can hear everything she's saying. I am having a little bit of difficulty here trying to, make a sense of everything you said. So if you can hear Mo, can you please let us know in the comment box? Just let me know if you're hearing her so that we can continue. If you can't hear her, let me know as well. Okay, so they said they can. Someone said yes. I'm not sure what that yes means, but I'm assuming that they can hear you. Okay, so that's fine. Thank you for that introduction. Thank you for that introduction. So I'm assuming you said you're a soappreneur. So I'm assuming that a soappreneur means that someone
Yeah.
that produces soap, right? Okay, we're going to come back to that. We know that
Yeah.
you are the CEO of Feminix Soaps. Feminix Soaps is a subsidiary of Feminix Mega Bees, and you have so many other things that are going on under that platform. So for now, I just want you to tell us a little bit about your childhood. What was childhood like? I know that you grew up with your parents in somewhere in Ekiti State, but I want you to tell our audience how that life was before you moved to the big city. Now you can brag about being in the big city, but tell us about that small city that you grew up in. That's where everything started.
Yes. Okay. I grew up in Ekiti State, Isaba Ekiti precisely. Is a community in Ikole local government. So for all my Ekiti brethren, shout out to you people. So I grew up in Isaba Ekiti with my parents.
I can't hear more
My
anymore. It looks like we're having a little bit of technical difficulty. We're going to go on a short break and I'll be back shortly. Mo, are you still there?
Yes, I am.
Hello, I am Miss Oluyemi Fadba Alfred. I'm a single mom and a pastry chef, the founder of My Passion Cakes and Events, an indigenous community bakery in Nigeria. We are into mass production of pastries and bread. As a single mom, I discovered that my financial independence is the only passport I have to stand strong and survive in my African community. So, on behalf of Sean Akilaton, the founder of On Point Success, I'm inviting women all over the world to the annual conference of the Power Woman Experience, coming up live online on the 22nd of August 2020. Registration starts July 15. Join me and other power women. I'll be sharing with you how I've been overcoming challenges as a single mom and operating a successful baking business.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back from that short break. Morenike, is everything okay now? Like your network is working properly? I know people said that they can hear you. So could you please answer
Yes.
that question? Why I was asking about how was growing up like.
Okay. I grew up in a very large family.
Okay.
You hardly get to know my siblings because we were always many, minimum of 15. I grew up with my parents. My dad lost his job early and he went straight into business. My mom
Okay.
happens to be a teacher and a very strict teacher for that matter, very strict one. She doesn't say any nonsense, doesn't allow you to mess around. You mess around, you face her, you want to face her child, you face her first. So she's just a stern, hardworking mother, and my father is also very, very hardworking. So if you see that I'm hardworking, it is in the
Yes.
blood. My parents are very, very hardworking. You know, my dad
Wow.
started the first dairy industry in our local government, and you
Okay.
know, business. We there was no social media then, but I
Yes.
grew up where we had heaps of cassava to peel. Let me give you one secret. I went to a boarding house, so I don't want to come home during holiday because you have to do a lot of work.
Because it's work.
It's not holiday, it's work. I just don't want to come home, but you have to come home. So when we're on holidays, you see, we because the family is large, we had people they hire to peel the cassava. But my mom wanted
Okay.
us to have a feel of this work, so she will get a load of cassava for us. Then we
A
all
load.
stand to peel, all of us, 15 of us, we face the cassava and then we peel from peeling to grinding to frying to every process of cassava make of gari
Are you
making, gari,
serious?
starch, whatever. I'm serious. Gari, starch, elubo, everything called from made
Wow.
from gari was made in our gari industry. We had it was a little big then because it
Uh-huh.
was the first. Everyone who wants to grind come to our factory. Everyone who wants to fry come to our factory then. So it was big,
Okay.
and but it later stopped. But one very funny moment that I'll never forget was when sales was a bit slow, and mom felt
Mhm.
"Ah, these children have to go. You know what Yoruba call one fellow kiri, like you have to go and
Yes.
sell all kiri and meet
All
your
talking
customers.
on
If
your
customers
head.
are refusing to come, yes, if
Mhm.
customers are refusing to come, you have to go
Then
and
you
meet
go to
customers.
them.
So yes, so this beautiful day, my mom puts Gary on our head. We were walking on the street, you know, what is that? Oh, it was exciting. It was the first time actually. Then
Okay.
my uncle's wife just drove in. And then she saw us. She packed everybody plus the Gary plus everything, and she packed everything home. Oh my God. My mom's life was not the same that day.
Are you
She
serious?
received cold, and she said to her, never should you allow these children, girls for that
You
matter,
all
to hawk this thing on their head. They can help you sell in the factory, but they should not
mhm.
hawk on the street.
On the
It is
street.
child
Yeah.
abuse. And my mom promised us that it will never happen and we never experience it again. But you see, that's growing up because we were large, we were many. It was fun. It was so much fun for me. It was an experience that whenever I think about it, I reminisce about it, I just found that this is where my resilience comes from. This is where my hard
Um,
working comes from. You know, I must say, I love Gary so much because I grew up inside Gary. This
inside Gary.
factory started in
Okay. So
1987. I'm just a year older than that factory. So
oh my goodness.
I was
Wow.
born and bred into Gary. So if I don't like Gary,
Into
what did
Gary
I gain?
production.
So I
Okay, so
learned
wait.
everything production. I learned
More
everything
wait.
production from
Uh-huh.
there.
Okay. So you know when people say Gary, 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 right?
Ah, jeez, I can't.
Some people might
Sheila,
not
I
understand.
can't hear you. Please, can you speak up?
Can you hear me
I
now?
can't hear you.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
It's getting better. Please, more. Please speak up more.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
No, it's still very low.
Okay, we're going to take another break and then we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Hello, I am Miss Oluyemi Fadba Alfred. I'm a single mom and a pastry chef, the founder of My Passion Cakes and Events, an indigenous community bakery in Nigeria. We are into mass production of pastries and bread. As a single mom, I discovered that my financial independence is the only passport I have to stand strong and survive in my African community. So, on behalf of Seun Akinlatan, the founder of Success, I'm inviting women all over the world to the annual conference of the Power Woman Experience, coming up live online on the 22nd of August 2020. Registration starts July 15. Join me and other power women. I'll be sharing with you how I've been overcoming challenges as a single mom and operating a successful baking business.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. My name is Seun Akinlatan, and we are live on the Power Woman series. We have Morenike Oluyemi, the founder and CEO of Feminine Soap. And today she is talking about our journey into being a soap manufacturer. And I just want to be sure that everyone is hearing us properly. So if you can hear me right now, please leave a comment and let me know if you're hearing me. Mo, is it possible for you to use a earpiece? If you have earpiece, you can use earpiece. Can you hear me now? Mo, can you hear me now?
I can't hear.
You can't hear me. Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Can
the volume is very low.
Oh, okay. Because
okay, maybe I should get an earpiece.
What did you say? Can everyone hear me? Okay, it seems Mo cannot hear me, but I just want to be sure if everyone else can hear me. So please go ahead and leave me a comment and let me know if you can hear me. Oh, okay. So people said that they can hear me. Can you hear me loud and clear? I think it's Mo's network. I've been worried about our network, but we can still make this happen. So I wanted to give like a quick description for those of us that might not know what gari means, because she kept on saying gari. Gari is like cassava flakes. So if you're familiar with like potatoes, you know, cassava is a tuber. It's a tuber that grows in the ground, just like potato grows in the ground. All right, so gari is basically cassava flakes, and it's a staple. It's a very popular staple in Nigeria and some other African countries. And some people call it the great companion because of the many versatile uses that you can use it for. You can drink it by itself. You can use it to make like a paste and use it to eat stew or whatever you need to use it for. The cassava itself can be made into different types of things. So gari is cassava flakes, and it's a very, very good source of carbohydrates. So she was describing how she was growing up, and her parents or her mom would make her peel those tubers so they could process that tuber and make it into gari or whatever products that they are trying to produce. So that is interesting. A lot of kids don't like doing such manual labor. I'm not sure the stage they are right now in terms of mechanization, but back in the days, you would have to use your hands to peel that cassava flakes. Can we bring Mo back on? Is Mo still here? Okay, Mo, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, great, great. We're back.
Yes, I
All
am.
right. Good, good, good. Can you hear me properly? Okay, that's good. Welcome back. So I'm going to
Yes.
make this a little snappy. So now you have a bachelor's degree
Okay.
in physics. You have a bachelor's degree in a master's degree in physics as well. What prompted you to go into
Yeah.
soap production? Like there are so many other things you could have done, but why did you choose to go into soap production? Tell us the story behind that.
Okay. Well, I guess my manufacturing background with my
Okay.
parents,
Mm-hmm.
somehow some things, our parents actually have some influence on us somehow. So when I went to serve in 2010, there was this
Okay.
training up in my church, and I opted into it. I learned how to make yogurt, I learned how to make soap, I learned how to make one other thing, but it was basically the yogurt and the soap I was interested in. So
Okay.
when I came back, okay, I tried the first one. I'm a
Okay.
Christian, so when I tried the first
Okay.
one, I slept and I had a dream that I was sharing this soap round. I shared it a lot far to different places and all that. So when I woke
Okay.
up, I just felt it was an instruction on what to do.
Okay.
So the first production I had, I didn't sell anyone. I shared everything. I felt it was an instruction, so I just obeyed and I shared
Shared with
everything.
people.
I didn't do
Okay.
anything with it during, yes, I didn't do anything with it during service. So when I got back to Ekiti, I actually brought
Okay.
some chemicals from Imo State. I served in
Okay. You
Owerri
served in
precisely.
Imo.
So I
Okay.
brought some
Okay.
chemicals back to Ekiti. Yes.
Okay.
So I brought some chemicals back from Owerri. So I got to Ekiti, and that production disappointed me. And I felt like, what did I even learn? So I just, I produced it, and it was like pap. It was like pap. But I was still proud of that pap. I told my sister that this pap, we have to sell it. She told me,
Okay.
people will not accept it. Oh, this one that is looking like baby milk. I'm like, no, this thing, I will sell it. Funny enough,
Okay.
I sold everything. It was like
Wow.
pap. To me, it wasn't acceptable, but I sold
Okay.
everything after all, and I got my money back.
How were
I
you able to
didn't
convince
bother to
people?
buy any chemical. Well, I just went to them and I told them, Oga, I produced this soap myself. You can use it to wash your car. So just
Okay.
buy. Even that time, maybe because I'd always sold in my university days, I had a
Okay.
roommate that we needed to make a business so that she can sponsor her education. So I was
Okay.
selling not for myself but for her. So I was
For
selling a
her.
lot in my university days. So
Hmm.
because of that, I could sell to anybody. So I just went
Okay.
to them. You have to buy this soap. Some of them will say, this one that is not even looking very green, it's not even looking nice and all that. But I sold it, they bought it at the end of the day. I don't know what I did for them. My smile attracting them to buy, and I don't know, but I know they bought it, and I got my money, but I didn't bother to produce anymore. So I felt this thing is not coming out well. Why should I continue? Then I came back to
Wow.
Lagos, we started job hunting. I started looking for job and all that. I got an insurance job to market. I did the whole
Okay.
marketing stuff. Then I got some customers, got my commission. And then
Mm-hmm.
one day I told my aunt, I learned how to produce soap. Oh. Why are you people still buying soap in this house? Let me just produce now. Then I told my auntie, give
Okay.
me 2K. Let me go and use to buy chemical. She said,
How much did you
Kilote,
say
let me
your
say,
aunt gave
pardon
you?
me,
Oh, wait.
2,000
How much did
naira.
your aunt give you? 2,000 naira. So 2,000 naira
2,000
is
naira, yeah.
equivalent of about it's less than $10. Okay, continue.
Yeah. So she
Okay.
gave me the 2,000 naira, and I went to our neighbor upstairs. I didn't have turning stick because I had to use my hand to turn. I went to our neighbor where I overheard that the woman was a caterer then. So I went to meet her. I
Okay.
told her I need turning stick. Then she gave me 2,000 naira. don't return that turning
Okay.
stick. Oh, it's still in my house now.
You
So I told her get turning stick. Then she said, ah, what do you want to use it for? I said I want to use it to mix soap.
okay?
I told her I want to use it to mix soap. Maybe because I
Okay.
didn't lie to her that I want to use it to cook, because the woman is a caterer. She just
Okay.
gladly gave me and said, oh yeah, go and be using it. So I
Okay.
went. After that, I went to where we buy chemical from. I bought
Okay.
some and I came home. I made the soap. After making it, I gave my auntie. My auntie said, ah, this soap is actually very nice. It's good. So you learned this thing and you have been hiding, blah, 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 blah. I used the buckets. I used everything. Everything I used was from the house. I got
Wow.
the tonic stick from my neighbor. Everything I needed was in that house. So I got everything and I mixed the soap. And my auntie was, ah, this soap is good though. So our laundra, the dry cleaner, came to our house the next day and she said, oh
Okay.
yeah, look at this soap. Then the guy looked at it and said, "Ah, this soap is good now. This one." Then my auntie said, you must start buying it. So that was how I got my first customer.
Oh, that's interesting.
So my
So
auntie,
basically,
yeah, my
you were
auntie
able to
forced
use.
him.
Hmm. So now
My auntie
I'm
actually
thinking you were
forced
able to
him.
use all the resources around you, despite because 2,000
Yes.
naira is money that you could say it's not
Ah.
enough, we can't do anything. But you being able to make
Obviously.
something out of that money, it's amazing. And I
Yeah.
think there's one key thing
Yes.
that I really love that you said is the fact that you didn't have that turning stick and you have to go to your neighbor. Some people might feel like,
Yes.
oh, they don't want to ask people, they don't want to ask for help. And most of the time, the resources that we need are actually around us. It's all about, stepping out of our comfort zone because
Asking.
it's a lot to go and ask for
Yes.
turning from someone. So I think that is
Yes.
really good. And just the fact that you weren't really looking at the soap, but you were still able to tell your aunt that you can produce this thing, and you were able to take
Yeah.
that step to produce that soap. Wow,
Yes.
that's it. All right, so let's move
So,
on. Let's delve into your journey as an entrepreneur, as a manufacturer in Nigeria. How did you move from that point where you were producing in your auntie's house to where you are right now? I mean, like, soap manufacturing is not easy. Yes, you were able to use 5,000 naira
it's
to
not.
train, which I also think is a big deal because a lot of people have
Yes.
opportunities for different types of training, but they don't take advantage of it. They
Of
look
it.
down on
Yeah.
those things. Say, oh, I'm looking for a bank job, I'm looking for an executive role. I don't want to be seen
Sure.
doing this
Mm-hmm.
and that. Okay, so you were able to use
Yeah.
5,000 naira, which is the equivalent of $15 to learn.
Dollars.
And then
Yeah.
when you started producing, you used 2K to start, and you were able to sell around. But
Yes.
how did you move from that point into like the main manufacturing that you do now? Tell us the story behind that. Did you have money?
Okay.
Like, you had huge
Ah,
cash
I
of
don't have money.
tell us about that.
And okay, so from that my auntie's house, I
Okay,
actually got another customer from that dry cleaner that she forced to buy soap from me. So this dry
okay,
cleaner was the one who launched the other laundry outfit for someone else. And this laundry outfit it was about it was sha a long distance away from my house. I didn't know how to drive.
okay,
I didn't have a car, but I went to the keke napep at the bus stop. It's just a talk at the bus stop, and I negotiated with the guy and I told him, "You will be doing this delivery for me as long as these people keep asking. I'll give you so amount." And I will load the car with just the 8 kegs and he will deliver, he will bring it back to me. I looked for some other car wash and hotels. Some hotels said, no, no NAFDAC number, they cannot buy and all that. Then
okay,
marriage came, my
okay,
husband to be, then he will come over, he will see me mixing soap, he will help me to mix it with my hand now. So when I was
okay,
actually scared that when I get married, this man might just stop this whole thing. Then I moved away from my auntie's house and then I did not forget my bucket and my turning stick in her house. I took it along to my husband's house.
Okay.
So that he
That's
will know
very
that I'm
key.
serious about this thing. Yes, so I
Okay.
took it along and we
Mm-hmm.
changed location. So I lost all the customers that I've built then. I lost all of
Oh,
them. So I had to start again. Yes, I had to start again
so you had to
from
start from
the
scratch.
beginning.
Wow.
Yes. I
Wow.
was pregnant. I was pregnant. I was still and mixing. So my security guard then, he saw me at mixing one day and he said, Madam, can I help you? I said, why not? If there's nothing you're doing, bring your hand. Let me help you to do, come and help me to do this thing. And then that was how he became my mixer. Anytime I needed, I would just call Isaiah, come and help me to mix. And then he will mix. But at this
You will
time, I
mix.
was actually working. I was working with MTN Nigeria as a customer service person. So I
Okay.
was combining that work with looking
Wow.
for customers during my off days. And
Mm.
well, it wasn't that easy, but I was still getting customers. And then all these were just child's play. Then in 2016, I told my
Okay.
husband, we need to get serious about this. Probably because my husband saw my intention
Passion.
and he saw all that I put in into this business and everything. Then he said, we need to register it. And he asked me, what do you need to ease up this mixing whole process? Then I told him, I need a machine. And he said, how much
Okay.
will it cost? I went and I asked and I said, oh, it's 70K. So at that time, he
Okay.
got the first machine for us at 70K. And he said, this is an investment. I'm going to collect my money back. Then I looked at him. I said, am I not building this business for all of us? Why will you collect the money back from me? But he said, you have to pay back this money. If you don't pay it back, that means that business is not growing. So you have to pay back.
Mm. That's
And
true.
then I started working towards it. I changed job from MTN Nigeria to Rego Petroleum. Well, that was the end of corporate job, Rego Petroleum. So
Okay.
I was working there, and during my work time, I had jobs to do, but a time
Okay.
came, 2016, we had recession in Nigeria as well. Just like we are having it in
Yes.
2020 now, we had it in
Yes.
2016. At that
Mm-hmm.
time, my company did not have jobs to do, and we became all complacent. And I hated the fact that I go to the office, I wasn't doing anything, my brain was becoming redundant. I just didn't like it. I told my husband, I
Yes.
have to leave here or else I'll become useless. He
Yes.
said,
I
no, you
remember.
have to stay and all that. I have to stay and all that, but I told him, you cannot understand. I'm the one going to this place. I don't like what I am doing there anymore. So please let me just. He wasn't happy with my decision, but I had to
Mm-hmm.
face the consequences. And thank God I faced it.
Hmm.
I would not say I have very big regrets. Thank God I faced it. And today I can boldly say that my husband is actually proud of me. And he can say
Yes. Yes.
anywhere.
Yes. Yes.
He can sit at the gate and say, I have a virtuous woman as my wife.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Okay.
Thank you for that.
So
Thank you for that. Sometimes we don't know what is ahead of us, but we just have to take that first step. And once we take that step,
yeah.
you, we see a little further, and we take another step, we see a little further. So
Step.
that is really, really good. So now I'm wondering, because what you do is actually what I call a laborious job, which means that it requires physical energy. And
Full
considering
strength. Yeah.
the Nigerian terrain, many days there's no light, you have to turn on the gen, you go out for
Then
delivery, roads are not so great, a 10-minute trip can automatically turn into 1 hour trip,
become
2 hours.
2 hours.
How are you able to, combine that rigorous schedule of, waking up daily, producing, having to deliver to customers, and still staying sane? because for me, I feel like
Okay.
for a business to succeed, you need stable electricity. If a business like yours,
See.
and that is not what we do
Yeah.
in Nigeria. Before you have to source for diesel or whatever you need to put in your generator, or you need to
It's
make
all.
your inverter work properly. How do you combine all these things and you are still sane, like you are still in your right frame of mind?
Okay. Well, one thing I have learned over time is to mind my business. Mind my business is
Mm,
not I am not gossiping. Mind my business is to make things work for my business, whether it is right, it is wrong, it is not appropriate, it is we have all the old complaints and the challenges. What is important to me is making it work for my business, making it work for my good. We have to buy generator to power the machines when there is no light, use inverter when there is no light, but we can't sit down and be whining and be complaining and be waiting on the government to do something that you can actually fix if you have the capacity to fix. So I
mm,
learned to mind my business and to deal with my issues as they come. Once the
as they
issue
come.
appears, once the issue appears, the next thing is how do I deal with this issue? Instead of whining,
Mm,
I think of how to deal with it. I run it through my husband, he advises me, and then we set into action. And then another beautiful thing that have kept me is I'm surrounded with wonderful women. Let me use this opportunity to tell you about
okay.
OSBS Elite. I'm surrounded with wonderful women. When there is an issue like that, yes, I will talk about them
Mm-hmm.
anywhere, everywhere that I have the opportunity. Anytime, if I have
Okay.
an issue and it's bothering me and this thing is driving me crazy, I'll just go there. I will vent on all of them and they will bring solutions. People will talk, some people will yab you, some people will come inbox and tell you, calm down, relax. You don't have to do it this way, you don't have to shout, just. And we have an emotional intelligence expert there. That one will come and after all the old talk, you just discover that you are now back to minding your business. The problem is no more there.
That's true.
You are back to minding your business and you keep the
Yes.
whole thing running again. And then
Hmm. Yeah. And that is so
when you
key.
have supportive people, when you have supportive people around you, your
Yes.
sanity, you will not lose it in time. But when you have people who are always
Yes.
there is problem, all of us we sit down and then the problem, the problem, the problem, nobody will look at what is the solution. Then you cannot be sane. But when you have people
That's
around you,
true.
once you
That's
click
true.
a problem, they click a solution for you. Definitely your sanity will
Yes.
be kept. It's very important, I must say. So if you are not a part of OSBSL Light, register now if you're a woman. So those are some of the
Thank you for
things.
that free advert. Okay, so for those of you that don't know what OSBSLI means, OSBSLI stands for On Point Small Business Success, and it's a group of women entrepreneurs that they provide support, we learn, connect, collaborate, and we just help one another. We hold each other's hands. All right, so that's good.
This thing
Now,
alone, oh.
what are the ranges of products that you have? I know that you have dishwash, laundry wash, car wash. Can you tell us more? What are the ranges of products that you have?
Okay. For now we have eight. We have eight
Eight.
SKUs.
Wow. Okay.
Yes. Femnix laundry wash, Femnix toilet wash, Femnix dishwash, Femnix hand sanitizer, Femnix hand wash, Femnix air freshener,
Wow.
Femnix
Ooh. Can we give it up to
bleach.
this power woman?
And we are still
Wow. That's amazing.
and we are
Eight
still going to
different
add
products.
more.
Feminist this,
And
feminist
we are still
that.
going to add more.
Can we have the pictures of the
Yes.
product? Feminist
The
this.
goal is Femnix dishwash, hand wash. See, the goal is just call Femnix. All your cleaning material you need in the house is in your house. You don't need
All
to
your
buy this
cleaning
other brand,
solutions.
this other brand. Yes, all your cleaning solutions are in your house from one brand, and you are fine. That's where we are going.
Nice. So that's Feminix range of products right there. Wow.
Product. Yes.
Wow. You're a superwoman. Yeah. You're a really superwoman. And thank you so much
Thank
for making
you.
us proud. Thank you so much for making
Thank
us.
you.
So I
Thank
have one
you.
more question before we go on a break. One more question before we go on a break. I know
Okay.
that you started mixing in buckets, then you bought a mixer, you went from 200 liters per day to
Yeah.
2,500 liters per day. How did you do that? And in what span of time? How long did it take you to go from 200 liters per day to 2,500 liters per day? Tell us about that.
Okay. In 2016, when we officially started, we were not even doing 2,000 liters per day. It wasn't up to 2,000 liters per day. We were just doing
So,
maybe 100, 120, and all that. Is
okay.
Shell is helping me to hype me that year. It was not up to 200. It was about 120. But this I became I decided this is what I want to do. So I have no choice than to make it work. A lot of people will look at it and
Okay.
say, hey, so we buy it here and there with this and that. But I committed myself into doing researches that I became an expert in what I do. I don't have a basic in
Okay.
chemistry, but when I discuss soap with a chemist, the person will tell me this woman has done a lot of researches. I buy a lot of
Yes.
formulations. I you will think my life depends on this soap, but actually it depends on
It
it.
actually
So
depends on yeah, it
it
depends on it.
depends on it. So there is nothing I can do. I need to make it work. I need to make I have a
Yes.
lot of people to make proud. So because of this, I had to focus and put the whole of me inside of it.
Inside it.
So
The,
we when the whole thing started growing, then we thought we needed to acquire NAFDAC number if we want people or want to go far. If we want to launch into a deeper depth of the market, we need NAFDAC number. Okay, let me share this story. I went to the market one day, packaged the product, and then when I got there, one market woman disgraced the whole knowledge of science that I have. The woman told me she just splashed this thing on the floor and then she said, it's not like the others. You need to go and do research. Then the next thing she said, do you have NAFDAC number? They can be very, very bossy in the market. Do you have NAFDAC number? Then I said, somebody that is already defeated. I said, no,
yes.
ma. And she said, you need to go and come back. This was
Wow.
in 2016. And
Okay.
funny enough, is the same 2016 we got our NAFDAC number, the first set of NAFDAC numbers we got, and it's the same 2016 we got into Spa, pack and shop supermarket. So we supplied them. So because of this, we needed to increase our production
Production.
capacity. So
Okay.
yeah, so we got the second mixer in 2017,
Okay.
and those ones were 200 liters, so we could produce two times in a day in each of the mixers, and
Okay.
and we kept on saving every profit we got
Pro-
in from the business, and we
Mhm.
reinvested it. i did not
Okay.
i did not make profit and then went to buy a car to do fashion. I did not make profit and then go to owambe and go and blow the money. I'm not
Yes.
saying these things are bad. There is a time
Okay.
for everything.
Everything.
But at
Mm.
that point in my business, that was not the most important. The most
That
important
wasn't the
thing was
priority.
what, yes, that wasn't the priority. The priority was what will make this business succeed and what will make
Mhm.
our job less manual. We wanted
Yes.
it to be less manual and
Manual.
seamless. So
Yes.
in 2019, we got our 500 liters capacity mixer, and then we
Wow.
got another filler, a two nozzle filler that can fill our bottles from 500 ml to 4 liters. So we got the two machines, and since then it has made our work easier. What we use cups to fill before, we just press and play and we are filling. So
Wow.
it has made the work easier and seamless.
Easier.
Even
Wow.
when they brought
Wow.
the filler, yeah, when they brought the filler, the engineer was doing shakara for me. I went to YouTube and I fixed my thing myself and it got working. So
Okay.
we just needed ways to make the work faster, easier, and
Mhm.
seamless.
And seamless.
So
Wow. Thank you so much
so
for
that
that.
that was we our profit. Yeah, you're welcome.
All right. Thank you so much for that. If you are just joining us, my name is Shomakin Loton, and this is the Power Woman series. With me today is Morenike Oluyemi. She is the CEO and founder of Feminix Soap. Right now, we're going to go on a short break, and when we come back, I still have more questions. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Share this video with your friends, but stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hello, I am Miss Oluwafumibi Fadba Alfred. I'm a single mom and a pastry chef, the founder of My Passion Cakes and Events, an indigenous community bakery in Nigeria. We are into mass production of pastries and bread. As a single mom, I discovered that my financial independence is the only passport I have to stand strong and survive in my African community. So, on behalf of Shil Akilaton, the founder of On Point Success, I'm inviting women all over the world to the annual conference of the Power Woman Experience, coming up live online on the 22nd of August 2020. Registration starts July 15. Join me and other power women. I'll be sharing with you how I've been overcoming challenges as a single mom and operating a successful baking business.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. This is the Power Woman series. My name is Shion Akinloton. If you've been with us for the past 40 minutes, you know that I have Morenike Oluyemi with me today, and she is the CEO and founder of Feminix Soap. Now, before we went for the break, someone asked a question, and I want the person to know that I saw that question, but I will ask it very soon. So now, Mo, like we fondly call you have your products in supermarkets across Nigeria. This is something that a lot of manufacturers are trying to achieve. So, how were you able to gain inroads into this big supermarket? I know you have about 20 big supermarkets that you service right now. How did you make inroads? How did you get into this supermarket and how did it happen? Can you please tell us quickly about that?
Okay. It didn't just happen like magic, or I had a
Okay.
magic wand, or I know the president, or I know the owner of the supermarkets. No, it's just the
Okay.
same way you market. When you go to market, like I tell people, when you go to market, Your confidence must be top notch. Even though they are going to beat you,
Confidence.
you have to have
Okay.
that confidence in
Okay.
yourself, in your product. And bear in mind, the worst answer you can get is a no.
Is
That's the
okay.
worst thing anybody can say to you. No, we don't
Okay.
want your product. Get out of here. And you go. That's the worst thing they can do. So,
Okay.
and I was ready for that. The worst thing
Okay.
we say to me is no. And I'll
Okay.
prepare, wear my feminist t-shirts, take along the maybe one of my staff or just anybody. Sometimes my husband goes with me. And then
Okay.
we enter into these places with confidence. You will
Okay.
think I am even the manager of that place when I come in. So I go there and I ask, sorry, can I see your manager? I don't speak with front desk. If I'm not seeing the decider, I am not speaking. It has to be the
Okay.
decider. If I
You
cannot
have to
get to the
technically
decider,
speak.
I am not I am not speaking, because when you don't get to the decider, the people before the
Mm-hmm.
decider may likely not get your proposals or your samples to the decider. And it's a
Okay.
waste of resources, a waste of time, a waste of everything, including your paper and your energy. So if I ask, can I see the manager, and the manager is not on seat, I smile and say, thank you very much, I will come back. So
Okay.
when I go and I meet the manager, I pitch my business. I pitch my business with confidence. I want to supply. I go straight to the point, no beating around the bush. As much as I
Mm-hmm.
do this with confidence, I do it with a smiling face. I did not go there to fight you. I go there to win your heart and to win your money. So because of this, I need to balance my confidence with a
Wow.
very sweet smile. So I go like, the story of Spa is the most amazing one because it happened through my
Okay.
OSBS Elite family again. We
Oh
had a
wow.
challenge called cold calling, and I did the cold calling. I just did a cold mail, just like that. I just said, let me send this mail. The worst, it will bounce. That's the worst
Yes.
thing that will happen. It will bounce. It won't get to them. But I was
Okay.
fortunate. It got to them. I got a reply from the Indian guy. And then we
Wow.
went on and on for about 4 months. I went on and on consistently for 4 months.
So you were following up
Everything
for
he
4 months.
had, yes, everything he asked. If I want to follow up on a particular business, you will think I'm a witch, oh. So I have to follow. I follow you. I follow up like I am possessed about you. So I followed up for 4 months, and this man on that fateful day said, bring the products, just bring them. Send me the price list to my email, and I
Mm-hmm.
sent the price list. I went there. He asked me, do you have barcode and everything that I needed? And I said
Mm-hmm.
yes. They scanned it, and that was how products got registered.
Wow.
I was in shock. I didn't believe it was going to be that seamless. I saw that place as a big deal. Gosh, how will I enter here? But for me, it was
Mm.
easy. So when people come and they ask me, how did you get to Spa? I tell them it is easy. Go there with your confidence. You don't need to know any monkey to get to that palace. You are the monkey, you are the palace. Go there and enter and ask
Mm.
questions and get to see the right person. And it will work if they are registering new products. The only
Mm.
embargo is if they are not registering new products.
Okay. So you
So
have to go at the right time and you have to see the decision maker.
the decider. Don't just see just
Mm.
any person. You need the decider, because that's the person who is going to mean it and say, accept the product. If you don't
Okay.
see the decider, you're wasting your sample, you're wasting your proposals, you're wasting your price list sheet, you're wasting your time and your energy and all the resources that you have put in place, and then it becomes more painful. So instead of wasting it, just
Yes.
tell them politely, I will come back. They will not hold your
Okay.
leg, and nobody
Yes.
will beat you for that.
No, nobody.
So
So someone has a question. Someone asks that how are you able to
nobody, in
overcome?
some of the simple ways,
Yeah, someone asks that how are you able to overcome the distribution challenge in Nigeria?
well, distribution is actually still a major challenge. I must
Okay.
say, is actually still a major challenge. But I will say that I think you need to fight home before you go out.
Okay.
I was also struggling. I was also struggling at a point. I want to go out. I want to go out of Lagos. I want to go out of Lagos. I want to be everywhere. But my
Yes.
mentor, my OSBS Elite family, my husband, they told
Yes.
me these things come in steps. Why not
Yes.
win home and then go out?
Yes.
How many
Win
have
in
you
your
won in
location.
Lagos?
Yes.
Win home first. Win Lagos. When you finish winning Lagos, you can now propel your leg to that outside that you are looking at, that you think the land is green there. Why not
Yes.
win your house first? Win the home first. When the home
Mm.
base is solid, then you propel outside. And I do a lot of direct selling. So because I do
Okay.
a lot of direct selling, I still get orders from outside my state. And
Okay.
the good thing is some customers are actually willing to pay for that delivery fee to outside Lagos. Yes, it might be
Okay.
expensive. You plead with them, you pet them, you encourage
Mm-hmm.
them, they show you the
Okay.
love and they pay for the delivery, and we deliver to them.
Okay. Cool.
So it
Thank you
is
so
something you
much.
will overcome little by little. It is not
Little by
rocket
little.
science that, oh, okay, you just, yes, it's not something you just launch the rocket and then you are flying. No, it's one step at a
Wow.
time. It takes a process.
Mhm.
And if you are not ready to follow the process, you might just
Takes a
burn
process.
out. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. I love how you said that win at home first before you go outside because, like they say, charity begins at home. Our time is
It's at
fast
home.
spent,
Yeah.
and I still have a lot of questions. So I am going to
Questions.
skip some of my questions, unfortunately, because our time is fast spent. What
Spent.
advice would
Yeah.
you give to anyone that is looking to go into manufacturing business? Do you offer trainings? How can you help? Like if someone needs help and they come to you, what type of advice will you give to anyone that wants to start a manufacturing business, maybe soap, gari, or whatever it is?
Okay. Well, I train in my own space. That's my own soap manufacturing, and also I train on general manufacturing, the things you need to know, the basics you need to
Okay,
know. Then also,
okay,
if you want me to mentor you, we can always talk and then discuss, because I also have my own mentors. I ask them questions, but I will always say to people, if you want your mentor to help you, you need to help your mentor first. It is a place of
Hmm.
service. You need to serve. You need to be ready to serve first. I'm not saying you'll be fetching water. Oh, no. But
Okay,
I can
okay.
say if my mentor calls me at 2 a.m. in the night and I'm
Yes,
fortunate, or she's fortunate to be awake, and she says, do
yes,
this, I will wake up and do it, because I
yes.
know
And
when
I
I
can
call her,
testify to
she
that.
will also, yeah. So when I call her, she will also wake up and do what I want.
And
Is
attend.
about an act of service. But if you are not
Hmm.
willing to serve, if you are not willing to give
Hmm.
up anything, if you are not willing to learn, if you are not willing to
Hmm.
ask for help, I am
Hmm.
sorry, things may not work out the way you want.
Hmm.
If you are
Hmm.
not willing to
That
do
is
all
so
these things,
deep.
you need to be ready to ask. You need to be
Hmm.
ready to also mind your business. You need to be
Hmm.
ready to mind your business. Social media, yes, is a place we mingle, is a place we sell our products, but you don't have to be everywhere on social media. All the things that are trending, you must know about it. Are you minding your business, or you are minding other people's business?
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
please mind your business. Spend those hours on your business. If I'm on Facebook, if I'm not marketing, I'm not reading trends, because I'm always a late comer on the trends. I don't
Yes.
know when the
Yes.
thing is hot. It's when the thing have cold. That is when I used to know. So and it's because, is it when I am mixing soap now that I'll be following trend? No. So when you learn to mind your business and do the
Hmm.
right things in your business and focus on your focus.
Okay, focus on your
Except you don't
focus.
have your focus. But if you have your focus, focus on your own focus. Like my own focus now is soap. I am so focused on it. There's no way you can shake me off it. Except they ban the use of soap in this world.
Can you still
That's
hear
the only
me?
thing that can shift me. Yes, I can hear you very
All
well.
right. We're going to go on a short break right now and we'll be
Short
back
break.
to round up. Short break right now and we'll be back to round up. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, okay. Let's keep going then. What would you like to tell our audience about what it takes to succeed in business and prosper in life?
Okay. Success is very important. When you do something and you're successful in it, you become very proud of yourself. But I want to warn you that you will fail at some point. This is not a time to keep your head down. You will not meet some of your goals at some point and you will feel tired, you will feel wasted, you will feel like, oh, this thing is not working. It is not a time to bow to it. It is a time to rise, re-strategize, and make, yes, and re-strategize and make those things work. Okay?
Wow.
You can only, yes, you can only become a better version of yourself as a person if you fail and you rise and you continue to move. But when you fail and then you sleep inside that failure and then you are whining and then you create a pity party and then they are all telling you sorry, you are not heading towards success. You are heading towards the pit of failure, the real failure. You are heading towards it. But when you stand up and say, okay, that battle, I lost it, I agree. But I am setting out to win again. Then you face the battle heads on to win again. You face the battle heads on, and then you fight. And then you fight it to finish. When you succeed, you will laugh, you will smile, you will be proud of yourself. And then the people around you will ask you, how did you do it? You will say it is because I was tenacious, I was resilient, I was not giving up. Like Yorubas will say, I'm a Yoruba girl, sorry, pardon me. And Yorubas will say, Mo ní àforítì. I kept at it. I kept on, even when it was hard. Yes, I persevered. I was patient. I delayed my gratification. I denied myself of some pleasure so that this business can grow, so that this business can fly. And at the end of it all, what comes is success. Success is not magic. Success is a process.
It's a process.
It's not magic, it's a process. When you think you want to jump a process and go to the next one, you will burn yourself out. And then you might just you might just fall on the way. But when you follow the process, there's a process to everything. And you follow the process one after the other, everything.
Wow.
To everything. God that created us followed the process. He did not create human before he created the firmament. He did not create human and then decided to create the ocean. He did not create human and then decide to create the place he will put them later. He created the place he was going to put them first. And then he created the human. So there is a process.
There's a process
because
for
the one who created us has a process, you also need a process, be it in life, in business, in whatever, in marriage, everything has everything in life has a process. It's just like a woman who conceives and wants to give birth. There's a 9-month process to give before giving birth to that child. the same way our lives are. There is a process. Yours may not be
Process for
9 months, yours may not be 9 years, yours may be 10 years, but there is a process.
process
You
for
can't jump
every.
the process. If you jump it, you either fall or you break your leg. So
Wow.
there is a process for
Process for
everything. And you
everything.
must
Thank
focus
you
on your
so
focus,
much.
and you must learn to mind your business.
Learn to mind your business. Focus on your focus. There's a process for
Yes,
everything. If you try to
for
jump the
everything.
process, it's either you fall or you break your leg.
Or
Wow,
you
that's
leg,
powerful. You've
yes.
been watching us. This is the Power Woman series, and today I have with me Morenike.
Mhm.
She is the CEO and founder of Femix Soaps. If you have any questions, now is the time to
Sorry,
ask your question because
question.
Mo, what other thing would you like to say
Yeah,
before
one more thing I will.
call it a day?
Okay, one more thing I would like to say is when you are on that ladder of getting to success, when you are
Okay,
in that position of success, don't
okay,
forget that there are some people that will need
mm,
your help. There are some people
okay.
that will need you to lift their hands. There are some
Oh,
people that will ask you for help. Don't become
mm,
arrogant not to
don't become
help,
arrogant.
because there were some people who helped your journey. So you should be
Mm,
willing to help someone
other
else's
people.
journey on the way to success. So
Wow.
don't just be successful and live large in it, and then forget that there are people beneath the pyramid that are coming up and they are looking up to you, and they need you to just hold their hands. All they need is hold my hands. That's all.
Mm,
And then you
that's
should be
all.
willing to. I know it can be very overwhelming, it can be very burning. Like when I train people, I give you homework. I don't use spoon to feed you. Like my oga does not feed me with spoon. So I learned it from her. I don't feed anybody. I don't feed you with spoons. Anybody who has trained with me knows that I can't spoon feed you. You get your hands
Yes,
dirty almost
you have to do the work.
immediately. So
Yes,
yeah, you have to do the work.
yes. I am completely pleased to have you today. Thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
pouring from your heart. I completely enjoyed this session, and I hope our viewers did as well.
Thank
Thank you
you.
everyone for tuning in. Until next
Thank
time,
you.
this time next week, we'll be coming up with another guest. So please do stay tuned, share this
Yes.
video, tell your friends about this series, the Power Woman series. And if you have not registered for the Power Woman Experience, which is the annual conference that we hold every year, it's coming up Saturday, August 22. The registration is free. It's free to attend, but you have to
On.
register. So the registration information is being scrolled at the bottom of your screen right now. Get on board, go and register so we can experience more stories like this from power women across the world. Once again, thank you everyone for joining us. Until next time, remember to be exceptional, be intentional, and be on point. Bye bye, everyone.
Bye. See you guys.
Bye.